Hi guys, and welcome back to the Basics of Programming. Don't forget to have a go at some of the challenges, and I'll leave a link to those in the description. Some of the solutions are up there, so do have a look at those when you've done them. Today we are going to talk about comments and why you should use them all of the time. Now, my friends at uni will know I am a massive advocate for comments. I think they're really, really important. For hundreds of reasons, some of which we will come on to later. But if you take away nothing else from this, is that you need to use comments, especially when your code gets bigger. So we're going to start off by how do you even write a comment? What is a comment? And it's basically code that you write that never gets run. So, for example, a singular line comment, you start it with a hash. And then none of that line will be run. So if I write this, so this is a comment, and I run this, nothing should happen. Ta-da! Nothing happened. But on the next line, if I wrote save that and run that, you should only see the second line, which is what you see there. So that's how you do a singular line comment. In terms of multi-line comments, these are useful for when you're trying to write a description of what your code does. You need to use, they start and finish with 3 speech marks. So, and this spans over different lines, so. And the good thing about idle is it changes the colour. So I can tell writing on this line that obviously that's not a comment when that is. So if I save and run that, still nothing happens. So that's still a comment. Cool. So now I'm going to show you why it's necessary. In files like the ones we've been creating where there's less than 20 lines of code, it doesn't really matter too much, as long as it's fairly obvious as to what the code is doing and what's going on. Because right now when you write it, it'll make sense to you, but if you come back to it in 2 weeks, it might not. But as long as it's small and stuff, it's not too much of a big deal. But if you had a project with 2,000 lines of code, you'd find it really difficult to remember what every little bit does, especially if you're coming back to it a week or a month later. And if you needed some help, which happens a lot, you wouldn't believe how many times I need help from my friends. But when I need help from them, they can't pick up my code straight away because it's the idea in my head that I've written down. It's like drawing a picture. Sometimes you have to explain it to people. So you need to write comments to explain what happens so that then they can understand the code in order to help you. So I'm going to demonstrate some proper commenting using the code from episode 3. So there's not a lot of it, but we can do some simple stuff. So what I'm going to do is we'll start off with a single line comment. And I'm basically going to describe what's going on in this little block, which is taking in user input. Now I quite like putting an extra one on the end just because it looks prettier, and actually I tend to write these in block capitals to make them stand out more. Do you not think that looks nicer? I think that looks nicer. But that's how I just do things. You don't have to do it like that, but I personally do. And then here I'd explain what's going on under here. So add in the 2 numbers together, if I can spell, and printing the result. Now I know in this file there's more commenting than there is actual lines of code, but this is more to demonstrate the point. When you do a massive project, you end up with lots of little sections, and you need to comment them so that they do make sense. For when you or somebody else comes back to it. I did a project in year 9 where I'd written this 200 line code, and I hadn't commented any of it, and I came back to it in year 11 because I was curious as to what I'd done, and neither me nor 2 of my friends in my computer science class could work out how to fix this bug because we didn't understand the code I'd written. And if I'd written comments, then we could have worked it out. But yeah. So that's it for today. Don't forget to keep practicing and having a go at those challenges. Next time we're going to go into more detail about different data types, so keep an eye out for that one. And I will see you guys next time.